good of 4 games we got for you guys today. This is the Alumni League in C. Boys, the Alumni League, the Philly Panthers. I am lucky to be joined in by Justin Sonsini. Justin, how excited are we for today, and what are we thinking about going into this one?
Good matchup here. The Philly Panthers, only undefeated, and Nick Moore, Will Morrison, and Sherman Ingle. And now, a good shot there.
To go early. And right now we're going to have Team Supreme try to get it up right here as Johnson has it now. Looks, he'll kick it out to Ferguson. Great pass right there. Johnson now mid-range, up, just rattles off. And already looks like Team Supreme's going to try to find a way to quickly attack this Panthers zone defense. Ferguson's going to get the steal. Morrison tried to pass it down deep into Moore.
Good steal.
We're going to have Castle wide open. Three-pointer just off back iron. Great rebound by Logan. Ferguson now, he's going to shoot up a three. No good again. Rebounded by Moore. Now we're going to have Lemire Talley bring it up here for the Panthers. Talley's going to look, dish it over to Moore. Now down low to Morrison. He'll dish it back out to Talley. Graves with it. Drive. Mid-range. Good. Just like that. Tyreek Graves getting it to go. That'll extend the lead to 4. Tyreek having all 4 so far. Good start for the guard for the Panthers here.
And this is supposed to be a great matchup here in the interior. And there's a foul.
Ferguson right there doing a good job. Yeah, obviously wonderful. You got, really you're going to look right here, the guys that are available. Looks like we only have 5 right now for Philly. Looks like we have, for the Philly Panthers, looks like we have 7 available for Team Supreme. It'll be interesting to see as Ferguson's first does go from the line. You're going to look at Tyreek Johnson and Isaiah Ferguson right now as Ferguson gets his second to go, as mentioned. And you're going to have Nick Moore really is the main big man that is shown up for the Philly Panthers. You're just going to get a nice battle from these big guys. Great fundamentals. We'll see how well they do. Just like that, right on cue, Moore's mid-range jumper just off a little bit. Rebounded by Johnson. He's going to take it up. Banks over to Logan. His shot rejected by Moore. He gets the rebound. Still loose. Battling around. Finally rebounded by Talley.
Good
and Philly will bring
defense
it
of
up.
the paint for the Philly Panthers.
So now we're going to get that mid-range jumper. Beautiful roll and in. Will Morrison finally getting it to go. 6-2, 6:20 left here in the opening quarter. Kyer Banks going to shoot him a 3. That one's an air ball. And already, Justin, we're starting to see Team Supreme falling in love with the three-pointer, even though it's not going well to start off.
Yeah, not going well. Definitely should get more shots inside the paint, inside the three-point line, as the Panthers are going to take it up.
Talley with it now. Over to Graves. Going to see a little trap game getting used. Now Morrison with it. We'll see if they want to bring that trap or not. You got Ferguson guarded by Moore. Looking for the double. He's going to go baseline. Up. No good. Almost got the ball, but Ferguson stays with it. We'll see if Team Supreme tries to run here. Up and over. No good. Does not matter. Another rebound again by Supreme. That corner shot, no good. Johnson, though, picking up the garbage, getting it to go with the second chance opportunity.
And a good offensive rebound there by Johnson, as now it's a 2-point game.
Morrison going again. We're going to see a little bit more of a zone defense out here by Team Supreme. Good screen by Moore. Graves gets that jumper to go. And already we're starting to see this Philly Panthers team doing very well with shooting the mid-range. And that's going to be part of the reason when you're going up against the zone defense. If you can hit those mid-ranges, you're going to be able to stretch out that defense. As Castle, long 3, finally goes.
And a good shot by Team Supreme there, as they hit their first 3-point shot of the game.
Now Talley. We'll dish it over to Morrison. Great movement right now. Graves looking over his options, trying to get a backdoor cut. Doesn't like what he sees. He'll just end up driving. Kick it over to Moore. Moore trying to play a game of catch with him. Ball was deflected. They're going to keep it with the Panthers. Obviously, right now you're starting to see they're kind of falling into the trap right now of the Supreme defense. Not really seeing anything and just ended up driving their head. That's going to be Talley. Jumper and one. Good. And just like that, Lemire Talley going to carry it up. That was a 2-point shot. Chance for a 3-point play.
And a good shot there by Tally. As we talked about the matchup in the interior, as they really are trying to get a two-point shot here, and now going to the line for a three-point play is Tally.
Tally shot from the charity strike, no good. Moore almost with the putback
Great.
slam, but he'll just pick up the garbage anyway.
A good putback.
Now Johnson will take it up here. 12-7, 3:40 left here in this opening quarter. Ferguson's jumper, no good. Graves now going to pick it up here. Let's see if they try to fly with it. Tally, driving baseline, kick it back out to Graves. His mid-range, off glass, and up to 7 here. As there is great movement. Long range, no. Fader doesn't go. Rebound, out to Tally, no. Rebound right there by Kyer Banks, and here comes Castle shooting. Team Supreme will take it. Ferguson now to do the inbound. Castle again in being made there for Nasir Castle, and now the Panthers will be taking a timeout here trying to talk things over.
And a good three-point shot by Castle. Just leaving him open on the three-point range, and that's his specialty right there, three-point shots.
Remaining in the opening quarter. Justin, if you're looking at Team Supreme, what is something they got to change to try to make sure they can maybe get back into this and maybe even get the lead?
They definitely have to play better defense on the three-point line and in the interior as well. They got to really step up their game here to get back in this thing, as they are kind of slipping away. I mean, they definitely should make more plays here on the defense.
Tally's now going to quarterback this offense this trip around. Trying to get a screen from Morrison. Phantom double doesn't work. Great movement. The entire opening quarter is Moore now down low. Just got triple teamed. Graves mid-range, up and in, just like that. I mean, you cannot let Tyreek Graves have the mid-range opportunities. He's going to get it to go. Lead is now 6 for the Panthers. Johnson thought about the three. He'll give it over. That long range, no good for Banks. Rebounded out there by Tally. And now we got numbers. We might try to push the pace here for Philly. Morrison mid-range, that's good. Right on the baseline. That's something that we noticed in the last game they played, one of the last games they played against Pennsbury is Castle with a three, and that's good. Nasir Castle once again getting it to go. That is 9 of the 13 points coming from just his three-point shots.
And Nasir Castle with a three-point shot. That's obviously his specialty. Team Supreme, the Philly Panthers are not going to have to let him take that shot.
We're going to get some more substitutions here. Kyer Banks out. And it looks like we're going to have Banks and Yadira Price out. Looks like we're going to have Christian Messina in, as well as Logan coming back in, Montreal Logan. So we're going to have Castle finally getting a double. Johnson steps up, gives it over to the corner. That'll be a three if it goes. No good. Graves the rebound, and he's going to bring it up. Finally getting under a minute to play with that mid-range jumper. Up! Shot no good. Foul called in the act of shooting. Graves will have a chance to get 2 from the charity strike. Just something you cannot do is get right into that landing zone of the shooter. Graves' first of 2 will go. And the second chance here. Up. Second verse, same as the first. Tyreek Graves. Great job there, hitting the easy shots. As Castle with it now. He's already been on fire from beyond the arc. Can he get another one? Feed into Ferguson. He can't finish. Rebounded by Graves. And they're going to try to get here the last shot. Tally getting trapped in the corner. Ball. Last touched by Messina. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. The undefeated Philly Panthers doing a great start to this, even being with less people. Up 20-13 here. And stick around, guys. We're going to get you second quarter action in just a moment. Again, you're watching Alumni League in-season tournament play on the Sports Fan Base Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter action getting underway here in the Findlay Rec Center. It's the second game of 4 today. The in-season tournament getting kicked off for the Alumni League as we are finally going to get Tally with it. Shooting up a 3. Off front rim, no good. Rebounded by Massena.
Team Supreme here really needs to capitalize and get some points.
Johnson now, he's going to go mid-range fader. That is going to go. That is a shot that he has loved so far this season.
And Johnson definitely need more of those shots there from Team Supreme, as now it's a 5-point deficit.
Now Graves with it, kicking it around. Good movement, a lot of communication right now by this Panthers team. Graves decided to take it himself. Shot no good off front rim. You can tell he tried to get for the jump ball, did not work. Just going to get the foul call. Also, just a heads up, looks like Amir Bailey has checked in, as well as Jazir Noel for the Panthers. So they're finally getting some more. Nick Moore is going to get a much-needed rest. Johnson, once again, mid-range fader is good.
And 2 for 2 pretty much on those shots there from Team Supreme to start the second quarter. That's what they really need.
Does this way. Ferguson going to step into this 3. Just off the front of the rim. Picked up by Graves. One-on-one basically with the bigger Johnson. Doesn't matter. Mid-range will go.
And the mid-range shots is what we're seeing here just to start this second quarter, just to start this game as well for the Philly Panthers.
Castle with it now. Looking for a screen from his big man. He looked to be open. Couldn't see him through the trap. Now Johnson trying to get to work in his office. Go up and in just like that. Tyreek Johnson turning it on with the second quarter.
Simple shots there for Team Supreme. Really getting it down, now down by 3 as the Panthers take it back up.
You'd almost think they were listening to us right there in between quarters talking about what they needed.
I'm sure they were.
As that's going to be a long-range jumper. That one's good. Should be a 3-point shot right there. Jazir Noel finally getting his presence shown in the second quarter. Now Castle, once again, wide open, just off front rim. Rebound by Morrison. They're going to go. Tally up. Got his pocket picked by Johnson. Ball loose. Cleaned up. Noel with the jumper, no good. They're going to give it right back to him, and that'll go.
And a wide open jump shot there. And a timeout called.
My apologies. That was Amir Bailey with the jumpers. But, yeah, right away right there, you're seeing good job, great hustle, getting on the loose balls by Philly, and then second chance opportunities and even third chance opportunities. They're just having a chance to put away. So now the lead has gone back up here, 27-19, 6:15 left in the first half. I mean, right there, we were seeing a good job by Tyreek Johnson. What else do they have to do, though, if they want to? I mean, right now it kind of seems like the game's starting to slip just a little bit from Team Supreme.
Team Supreme definitely has to start shooting more and really get on the loose balls. They nearly made plays down by the basket. Now they just got to capitalize on defense and capitalize down by the basket. Just capitalize, not beyond the arc, but below the arc, both on offense and defense.
So that's Johnson now trying to get to work. Ball loose. Picked up by Massena. Shot no good. Contact going up. And the guard will shoot 2 here for Team Supreme. And the first of 2, no good. Got an unfriendly kiss off the rim there. As Graves is checked out, Moore back in. That second shot does get to go, so he makes 1 of 2. 7-point deficit now for Team Supreme, 27-20, as Moore just goes to work. Wanted to throw it home, just decides to lay it up. And right away, I mean.
And good job by the Philly Panthers, really taking advantage there.
It's now Castle. Step back on Tally. Got fouled. Shot doesn't fall, but he'll go to the line here to shoot 2.
And 2 important foul shots coming up here for Team Supreme.
I mean, that was almost some vintage James Harden type step back right there from Nasir Castle. His first shot bangs off the front of the rim. Already you're seeing not being the inability to make free throws for Team Supreme is starting to hurt him a little bit, as he will make the second. And the lead is up to 8 for the Panthers. Morrison driving in. Floater. Good.
A good shot by Morrison. Just getting the paint. Really, both teams especially good beyond the arc, but really can do shots of the paint as well.
As Ferguson's going to drive up. That lay is good. Now we're going to have Bailey bringing it up here for the Panthers. Again, forgot to mention earlier, but Panthers in the black jerseys, Team Supreme in the grays. As Masena got that rebound, they're going to bring it up to Johnson, who turned it on in the beginning of the second quarter. He's going to need to continue to will his team here if they want to keep this one tight. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Body down low on Morrison. Get the foul call, have a chance to get 2 from the charity strike. The big man will get his first, and that'll go.
We got some substitutions coming in for Team Supreme.
Looks like Kyer Banks in, Masena out. And also looks like Yadira Price will be checking in as well. Second does not get to go for Johnson, rebounded by Bailey. And here comes Noel bringing it up. Got the double team. They're going to kick it out. Tally now in the corner with it. Guarded by Price. They're going to call an offensive foul on Bailey. Pushing the back on Banks, his defender. And that's just something you can't do.
Can't do that on defense, especially on offense, too.
Castle now bringing it up for Morrison. He likes his matchup. He's going to go step back, one leg, no good. Another foul, though, called on Castle. And that just seems to be the one main guy they just can't find a way to contain right now. If you're the Philly Panthers with Team Supreme, that's going to be a timeout called by Team Supreme before the foul shots. 2:42 left in the first half, 31-24. Panthers over top of Team Supreme. We'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nasir Castle about to shoot the first of 2 as we are getting you back into the second quarter action. Second game of the first round of the in-season tournament here for the Alumni League. Castle's first one will go. Again, we already had one team move on. Kind of an upset. The 1-3 record of Fun Sox Fridays going up against the defending champs in William Penn. Huge 3-point victory as they will take on the winner of the game coming up with Capital Punishment and the New Jersey Raptors. But needless to say, we need to look at this one. It's Morrison, mid-range jumper, up and good.
A good shot by Morrison. Really taking advantage inside the arc.
Now Johnson brought it up, gives it over to Castle. He's been throwing fits for this Philly Panthers team. Shot no good, rebound. They're going to call over the back, said Ferguson. He's doing a little bit too much. That would have been 2 more points. Doesn't matter, though. Tally will be the inbound pass here. He'll feed it into Morrison here. And he'll start to take it up. Morrison guarded by Masena. Looking, he kind of likes the option. Spin, mid-range, just rims out. Rebounded by Moore, ball loose. He picks it back up, and now they're finally going to call a foul here in the act of shooting. The big man for Philly is going to go to the line here to shoot 2.
And once again, trying to make a play down underneath near the basket for Team Supreme on defense, but they get called here for another foul.
Johnson just ended up throwing his hip into him, just something can't do when he's trying to go up. First one, no good for Nick Moore. As we're already seeing both teams struggling just a little bit from the charity strike so far. The second one will go, though. And that'll make it
8-point game.
34-26 right now. Under a minute left. Masena trying to take the big out. That'll leave Johnson open for a three. No good. Ball loose. I say Bailey stepped out.
That's going to stay.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to give it into Castle. Try to get him a screen and maybe be free. It's going to be another foul. Looks like Philly is finally in the penalty. That'll give the best shooter on the team for Team Supreme, Castle, a chance to make a pair. First one up and in. 45.1 left in the first half. 24-second shot clocks. And that'll be the second verse, same as the first right there for Castle. He's going to get it to go. The Panthers are going to bring it up here. Morrison driving, looks, tries to go up with it. Whistle blown, foul on the shot.
And Team Supreme does not like the call.
Doesn't always matter what you like. It just kind of matters what the official sees on the court. Looks like we're going to get a challenge here from Team Supreme. That's going to give a great opportunity here just to show some of our behind-the-scenes guys. Obviously, Sean Riley, camera operator, and then we got Kevin Connolly, the producer. You know, sometimes those guys don't always get, you know, the shout-outs, but, you know, they're doing the hard work right there, helping out behind the scenes. We're going to look to see, obviously, Team Supreme believing they got all ball. I don't know how well we're going to get with the insight here. Now you're going to get the Philly Panthers coach asking the official if they had already used their 2 timeouts for the half, which would basically make it so they can't challenge. And just like that, Team Supreme has won the challenge. They have reversed the call, said it was all ball, no foul on the court. So now they're going to have to figure out how they want to play this out.
Mm-hmm. And a good break there for Team Supreme as they got to get points here on the board as they're only down by 6, but 34 seconds left in the half. It's a good way to trying to capitalize here.
As it looks like now, it looks like the officials are going to have to come back here, see what was on the shot clock, how much time left in the game. That'll definitely probably make it a little bit easier. Again, the officials just making sure they're looking it over. You obviously don't want to get this wrong. $1,000 cash prize to the winning team.
$1,000 is on the line for sure, and they're playing. They want it. They want this. Both teams want this, and this is a big tournament game here. And now these teams' records being 5-0, being 4-2, more just more competitiveness. Definitely a lot more to the game. Even though the previous game we did was competitive, this one is trying to shape up as well. But Team Supreme trying to keep themselves back in the game.
Looks like they're going to give the possession over to Team Supreme. So 34.2 left, 24-second shot clock. Supreme has a chance to cut into the 6-point deficit they have before getting to the halftime break. Does not matter, though. Beautiful jump by Morrison, and now we got a chance for the Panthers to fly. Noel with it, getting trapped, kicks it out to Tally. Looks like a second difference between the shot and game clock. That 2-point jumper no good, and now you got Ferguson with it. Will they hold for the last shot, or are they going to run? Johnson going up, will get fouled. He's going to go shoot a pair. 9.8 left. At best, Team Supreme can cut this deficit to 4. This Johnson will take his first of 2. That'll go. Johnson, second, doesn't go. Rebounded by Bailey. Ball loose. Great steal by Ferguson. He's going to feed it out to Johnson. He's going to drive up. They're going to say no foul, but ball did go off of Noel. You got 2.3 left. Let's see who they're going to try to make this play for. Maybe try to spring Castle. Johnson, the inbound passer. And here we go. They're going to feed it in. That shot up. No good. They're going to call a foul. You can tell Philly not liking the call. And the coach for the Panthers talking to the officials now. Let's see maybe if he wants to have a chance to bring out a challenge or if he just wants to keep that in his pocket. Castle will make the first of two. And he will make both of them, and just like that, it's now going to be a 3-point game going into the halftime break. Both teams having a chance to regroup, talk it over, see what they would like to do. Please stick around. We're going to bring you that second half action in just a moment. Again, in-season tournament play of the Alumni League on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Second half action about to get underway here as the Philly Panthers, the only undefeated team left in the Alumni League, trying to stay that way as they get the opening round of the in-season tournament started here with the newcomers, Team Supreme. Now, just what happened, obviously it was 31-34 going into the half. Then during the half, we had two technical shots get put up, and Castle made both of them. And that, what we found out from the official was the Philly Panthers actually started with 4. So they were assessed a technical in the beginning of the game for starting off with 4. At the end of the half, they allowed them to pick the shooter, allowed them to take the shots. And just like that, we went from a 6-point deficit with about 30 seconds left to a 3-point deficit at half to now it's a 1-point game here going into the third quarter.
What an odd sequence there.
Definitely an odd sequence. Nothing I have definitely seen before, but
It's a first time for everything, as they say.
Yeah, nonetheless, that's what's going to happen. So we're looking to see, about to get the second half action underway. Looks like the 5 on the court will be Castle, Price, Ferguson, Logan, and Johnson, the big man. 4 Team Supreme. And then if we're looking at here for the Panthers, looks like it'll be Morrison, Bailey, Graves, Moore, and Noel. So they're going to get their 2 bigger guys finally on the court at the same time together. It's definitely been a dynamic duo to start off the season. Big reason why the Panthers are 5-0 to start. And we are finally underway here. Morrison will bring it into Tally, and he's going to bring it up to start off. Looks like we're back to a 2-3 zone defense here for Supreme. Tally brings it into Moore. Through the contact. Up, no good. Ball loose. Rebounded by Castle. And now he's going to bring it up here. Chance for a lead for the first time since the first quarter here. That was a drive kick out to Castle. His mid-range off glass, no good. Rebounded by Noel. And now Philly's going to bring it up here. Noel guarded by Ferguson. He's showing his bag a little bit. Spin up. Shot just falls off. Rebounded by Johnson. He's battling down low with Moore.
There's a loose ball foul.
Yeah.
Looks like.
A little chippy it looks to get between the 2 big men. Obviously always a war down low in the post. Always doing the dirty work. Sometimes it'll get a little chippy. That's going to be Logan for 3. Just off front rim. Rebounded by Moore. Noel's going to try to go with it now. Try to split the 2 defenders. Does, but shot doesn't go. And now Supreme's going to run with it. Johnson tried to feed it in. Doesn't work for Logan. And that's a costly turnover right there. Had a chance to take the lead.
Had a chance to take the lead twice here to start the second half. Team Supreme still now back on defense.
So that's Tally right there. Mid-range, and that'll go. Guarded by Kyer Banks. Good defense. Just, once again, this Philly team loves the mid-range shot. And that will make it especially hard on a defense. Johnson now over to Castle. Guarded by Tally. He's going to pop a 3. And it's good! Nasir Castle ties this bad boy up. 36 all.
And a good shot by Nasir Castle. Much needed points for Team Supreme, and now we are tied up.
As we are just past 2 minutes into the second half here. Graves playing a little game with Tally, looking for a double. He tries to feed it into Moore. They're going to say it was last off of Team Supreme. As you can tell, Moore a little frustrated. He wasn't able to corral the pass easily. And just like that, Tally tried to get it in. Logan, good tip on the inbound. So they were trying to feed it into Morrison right to the hoop. Needless to say, they finally get it into Graves. His mid-range no good. Noel couldn't get it to go. Shot clock violation. And just like that, that is the back-to-back possessions you needed if you are Team Supreme right there.
Yes, Team Supreme definitely needs those points. Capitalized off a 3-pointer last time. Now, let's see what they can do here.
Castle finally going to get a little extra love. Johnson now going to feed it to Ferguson. Heel cup, baseline, no good. My fault, that was Ferguson. Logan got the rebound. And now they're going to bring it back out to Castle here. 5 to shoot. Curry range, 3, no good. Morrison feeds it in. Graves now looks to bring it up for the Panthers. Let's see if he tries to go all the way to the cup. Taken on the double team. Rejected by Ferguson. Now Logan will bring it out. Banks over to Johnson. Now Castle driving in on the big shot. Up and good. Just like that. He loved the matchup he had there with Jazir Noel.
Nearly a turnover there by Team Supreme, forcing it. And much needed points there. Definitely just get inside the arc and get the ball in the basket.
Again, first lead since the first quarter. That's going to be Graves in the mid-range, and that'll go.
And once again, that matchup again with the guards. Getting a good shot there was Graves, and now we are tied up.
Renee Castle again looked for a screen from the big man. Doesn't matter. He's going to shoot another three, and that one's going to go. Nasir Castle has been tearing it up from beyond the arc all day. And now the lead will be 3.
Nasir Castle really putting this team on his back with the three-point shots and the shots inside the arc.
So that's going to be a foul called on Johnson. He tried to feed it down low right there to Moore. Now we're going to get an inbound pass here. Looks to get some tight pressure right here. Tally to pass it in. He'll feed it down low to Morrison. Morrison now looking to anticipate the double. Tries to split it. Ball gets poked out. It'll stay with the Panthers. I will say this right now. The interior defense has definitely picked up for Team Supreme, and part of that is just with a little bit better help defense. Noel now. Little jumper up. No good. Moore tried to tip it in. Couldn't get it to go. And Morrison tried to bounce it off of Logan. Just couldn't. Never mind, actually. Looks like it did bounce off of Logan. So, 11 seconds left on the shot
Panthers
clock
will have
here.
the ball.
Graves now in the corner. Guarded by Banks. Gets up, drive, baseline, up and in. Tough shot. Doesn't matter. Tyreek Graves will get it to go.
Much needed points by Graves. Now it's a 1-point game. Now this game's starting to get a little tight. As
Now-
the refs blew the whistles, the shot clock was not moving.
Looks like they're going to have it 18 seconds right now on the shot clock as Johnson will take it up. He liked his matchup. Ends up getting picked by Morrison, and here comes Graves on the fast break. Up, layup, good. And just like that, defense leading the offense. Philly will take the lead back 42-41, 2:45 left. Third quarter, Castle will shoot another three, and it's good! Nasir Castle cannot be stopped from beyond the arc.
Once again, Nasir Castle putting this team on his back. 3-point shots, especially beyond the arc.
Tally now, mid-range, up, no good. Rebounded once again by Castle. It looks like Supreme will have the numbers. Will they push? Ferguson in transition. Just like that, beautifully done. And that'll extend the lead out to 4. Noel, great long-range pass by Morrison. Shot no good. Contact. Jazir Noel now going to go shoot a pair from the charity stripe.
And as they're looking for some fast break points here, both teams really turning it up here in the second half as it's now a 4-point game.
Noel's first of 2 will go. Looks like we're going to have Bailey check in for more. It looks like Logan is out. And Price is in. Also looks like Banks is out and Masena is in. As Johnson is going to bring it up. Johnson guarded by Bailey. Now they're going to switch it over. Have Noel guard him. Mid-range, up just a little too much. Rebound by Ferguson. And he'll kick it out to Masena in the corner. He's going to drive baseline. Up, no good. Ball loose. Everyone's fighting for it. Ferguson got it. Went up, got fouled. Just like that already. Team Supreme starting to jump on more of the loose balls than Philly is. Obviously, only 6 players for the Panthers. Looks like the fatigue is starting to set into that squad.
Yeah, the fatigue starting to set in. And really, the Team Supreme getting on more loose balls underneath the basket. Really something they didn't do well in the first half, but now starting to get going underneath.
As
the first
Ferguson's
shot, no good.
first of 2 does not fall. Yeah, correct. And then looking to try to change that with the second. 46-44. And we have 30 seconds left here in this third quarter. Morrison now looking. Is he going to drive? He will. Pull up, and that is good. 46-47 now. As Team Supreme looks, and they should definitely hold for the last shot here. We'll see if they do. Castle, who has been tearing it up from beyond the arc, guarded by Graves tightly. Looking for maybe an ISO call here. He's up by half court. Step back. 3. And it goes! Nasir Castle beats the buzzer, extends the lead at the 4. And I mean, if there's one man that needs to be stopped, that is going to be Nasir Castle. He is just tearing up the Panthers from beyond the arc right now.
Maybe even got a double team him beyond the arc. I mean, he is killing it as Nasir Castle really putting Team Supreme on his back after they were down by just less than 10 points.
I mean, that's a prolific play right there. You're going to take it up, likes his matchup with the guard up to half court, almost risking a chance of a violation if he slips or anything. Brings it up, step back, wait a second, pop the 3 like he's James Harden or Steph Curry. It's definitely something that you love to see. He's definitely feeling more confident. Huge game. Again, going up against the only undefeated team left. Doesn't matter to him. He's showing up and he's showing out on the biggest stage so far.
He certainly is. Going to need a lot more points from him in the fourth quarter as Team Supreme now up by 4 after they were down by 9 points.
As Team Supreme will start off with it here. We got 9 minutes left in regulation. And we're going to find out maybe who wants it more, who has a chance to advance to the semifinals on Thursday. As Castle with it now, like in Graves. He's going to go step back, fade mid-range, no good. Masena tried to rebound it, ball's loose. They're going to say I went off the Panthers.
All those loose balls underneath starting to go in Team Supreme's way here in the second half.
So now they're going to feed it right back down to Castle. Looking to try to double team, doesn't work. Ferguson got the pass, drives, shot, no good. Ball loose. They're going to say Noel had his foot on the line.
They do not let the Philly Panthers don't like the call.
Now it'll be interesting to see what they do here with the shot clock. It was dwindling down. And they're going to reset it here to 14. They're going to feed it back in here to Castle. Ball gets poked, stolen by Noel. Tries to feed it into Bailey on the break. And they just couldn't find each other. That's a opportunity missed. Ferguson will make them pay. And just like that, the lead goes up to 6 for Team Supreme.
Team Supreme making more plays on defense, fast break points as well.
As Noel's going to chuck up a 3, just off back iron, no good. Rebounded by Masena. Johnson now going to take it up. Bailey's going to try to take him the entire way. Johnson likes his odds there. Shot, no good. They're going to call a foul, though, on Bailey. And looks like they just warned Bailey that they will give him a technical. And Johnson will go and shoot a pair. And right now, if you are the Panthers, obviously 6-point deficit is definitely manageable, especially with the amount of time left on the clock. But once you get to that 8 to 10 range, it gets a little bit more uncomfortable.
It does. But we've seen it in the last game, and we've seen it this game. This lead changes are very, very, important in this one.
As the second one does not go for Johnson. Again, Team Supreme's definitely been struggling from the line. We'll see if that'll end up haunting them down the stretch, as that's a beautiful feed right there from Noel. Gets it to Graves. And right there already, beautiful, beautiful play. Obviously on the inside is where Philly started off well. We'll see if they can try to get back to that recipe down the stretch. Is Johnson now over to Price. They played a game, and they're going to call a carry on the big man. And that's a costly turnover. Now Philly with possession. Now Morrison here is going to try to take it up here and look over his options. Guarded by Price. He's going to go. Tried to fade. Doesn't like it. They're going to call a offensive foul on Morrison. He had nowhere to go. Leaned in a little bit too much and A little shiver was caught by the official. And already there, back-to-back turnovers. Not something you like to see. We'll see what Supreme can do. Castle with it, guarded by Tally. Decides to try to cut. Great pass into Messena. He will get it to go.
Great pass, and that's how to set up right there on offense. Just underneath, no crazy shots. That's going to go out of bounds. Team Supreme's going to get it back.
And just like that, I mean, not something you want to do. Dribbling it off as Morrison had to tie his shoe. Philly has to get back. Price now out to Ferguson. Thought about it, three. Decides to drive instead. They'll kick it into the corner. That shot, no good.
An air ball right there.
Rebounded by Tally. Now Philly has some numbers. Graves goes up, forces the foul call. Johnson will be called for that, and just like that, the Panthers will take a timeout. 55-48. Team Supreme up. Philly, the Philly Panthers trying to keep their undefeated season alive and advance to the semifinals in this in-season tournament. We'll see what goes on with these last 4:30 here. So it looks like we're about to get set back up here to shoot the free throws. And right now, though, what if you are the Panthers? Obviously down by 7, 4:30 left. It is a running clock until the last 2 minutes. What do you do if you're the Panthers to try to stay in this one and obviously come back and win?
Just try to control the game. It feels like Team Supreme has controlled the game pretty much since the end of the second quarter with those technical foul shots too. But just got to do fundamental stuff. Just play defense, get on the loose ball, do what you were doing in the first few minutes of the first quarter, it seems like, for the Philly Panthers.
Look at another thing could be fatigue setting in as Graves will miss the first of 2 there.
That's true. Just one player on the bench for Philly.
And he'll miss both, something that is not usual of Graves. Looks like they're going to call the turnover on Ferguson. Great job by Graves there, even though he missed his pair, forcing a turnover, giving Philly a chance here to cut back into this deficit. Looks like Noel will pass it out. And now Tally, mid-range, up and in. Silky smooth mid-range jumper by Lemire Tally.
That's the type of shot that the Philly Panthers need. Now down by 5. Just take the shots inside the paint, inside the arc, and really get on the loose balls.
Castle feeling it. Beyond the arc, he'll do it again.
Once again, another three-point shot by Castle.
Nasir Castle is just absolutely tearing up this Panthers squad, as that's going to be Bailey kicking it out to Tally. He's going to respond with a 3 of his own. No good. Rebound by Johnson. And that'll be a timeout call by the big man. 58-50. 3:34 left. We're going to see who wants it more and who comes out victorious to advance in just a moment. Stick with us again. Alumni League in-season tournament action on the Sports Fan Base Network. And welcome back in, guys. 8-point lead right now. Chance for an upset for the only undefeated team left in Alumni League play to get bounced out in the first round of the playoffs. This would be huge for the newcomers. And just like that, there is an 8-second violation called on Team Supreme. And if you want to have a chance to pull off an upset and take the O away from the Panthers, you can't make little mistakes like that. Tally now. Gave it over to Morrison. He's going to drive. His shot no good. Ball loose. put back by Jazeer Noel. Great job by the big man picking it up and putting it in.
Good put back by Noel. That's what the Philly Panthers need to do. Just get the second chance points, get the loose balls underneath, and they will get right back in this game as we've seen with Team Supreme.
Castle now, love that matchup with the big man. His shot, though, no good. Rebounded by Graves, and just like that, in transition, Jazeer Noel will get 4 straight points here for the Panthers.
Good fast break offense off the rebound.
58-54, 2:30 left. Johnson taking it up. Gonna go settle in the mid-range, off the front of the rim, rebounded by Ferguson. Now in the corner, that shot up and in! Montrell Logan gets his 3 to go from the corner. And that is huge right there for Team Supreme. Now there's a drive in by Talley. His shot no good. They will call a foul in the act of shooting.
Sear Castle didn't seem to be too happy with the call.
And that'll be
shots coming up.
the first time the clock stops here in the fourth quarter, as we are at the 2-minute mark now. And once again, on whistles now, the clock will stop. Usually 9-minute running quarters. But Talley here is going to shoot a pair with no time running. This first one will go. Looks like Bailey out, Moore in. Talley's going to shoot his second, no good. Rebounded by Ferguson. Morrison tried to get a jump ball, couldn't get it. And just like that, we're going to have Castle bring it up. Guarded by Talley. Talley tried to pick it off, did not work.
And that's the type of defense you're going to see here from the Philly Panthers with under 2 minutes to go. Try to be a little more aggressive, but they need the ball back and they need the points.
15 seconds left on the shot clock. 6-point game here. Team Supreme Logan just threw it off of Graves. Now we got 8 seconds left on the shot clock. 1:43 left in the game. Johnson got it fed inside. He'll give it over to Castle. Long range 3, just short. Rebounded by Moore. Now let's see if Philly wants to push it. Noel in the corner. He'll shoot up a 3. No good. Rebounded by Johnson. And the big man will be fouled. Listen, I understand that was an open shot. You'd love to see someone be confident in shooting an open 3. But given that it's a 6-point game, minute 30 left, do you love the shot selection there by the big man Noel?
You just gotta take it in. I mean, take the 3 is one thing, but could be a little less desperation there. I understand that they're down, but could have taken a shot not behind the arc.
Johnson doing his work. His layup no good. Again now going to push the pace. Here's Graves going up and in. No good. Rebounded by Logan, and that might haunt him here. Logan now trying to go in. Ball ends up getting turned over. We're getting a little chaos. And just like that, another turnover for the Panthers. Still 61-55. And honestly, it just looks like Philly's made a little bit too many mistakes down the stretch here. Castle bringing it up. Going to get fouled by Graves. 49.7 left. Castle is going to shoot a pair here. So once again, it looks like we're going to have the first 2 games of the first round of the in-season tournament turn into upsets. Obviously, Fun Sox Fridays came into a 1-3 with a 1-3 record into this tournament. The first shot from Castle, no good. Upset the defending
champions, and then now the first loss of the season for the Philly Panthers.
Possibly looming on the doorstep here. The second one will go, makes it a 7-point lead, 3-possession game. Noel will shoot up a jumper. That's good, and that's a 3. Huge 3 made by the big man. And now we're going to see some pressure get put on here. More on Johnson. He's trying to look. They'll feed it over to Castle. Now over to Ferguson. Will he take the easy 2? And 1. They fouled him. Does it matter? Chance for a 3-point play, and all in all, maybe a chance to put the final nail in the coffin. Isaiah Ferguson been doing all the dirty work. He's been jumping on the loose balls, grabbing the rebounds, trying to get putbacks. Finally gets a chance to go up with it. gets contact, doesn't care. But the shot no good. Morrison now. Tried to feed it to Noel, just another turnover. It looks like they're going to give it to Johnson here to shoot a pair. 64-58, 30 seconds left. And if you're looking at the Panthers right now, they're making too many mistakes right now down the stretch.
They are. I mean, the Panthers really had to get their game going, but definitely some shots that could have been made, but in and out, obviously. That happens in a game of basketball as Johnson makes the first shot.
That'll make it a 7-point lead now, 65-58, 30 seconds remaining. He'll miss the second. Now you got to go if you're the Panthers. Morrison looking. You just need points. Doesn't matter how. He's going to go mid-range, up and in. Now you got to bring the pressure here. I don't know what's going on. I thought the clock stopped, but it does not matter. Castle's going to bring it in. Now a foul call.
Looks like Castle's going to take 2 shots here.
Looks like the game's getting a little chippy here. You got to hope it doesn't end in a bad way. This has been a great game by both of these squads. Obviously, you can understand the reason for the high emotions. Besides it being an undefeated season, this is also obviously the in-season tournament. It, makes it so the games mean just a little bit more.
Especially when there's $1,000 on the line.
Looks like we're going to get offsetting techs called on the squads here. Tally will go to the line first.
And he misses.
He will miss that one. That is something you can't afford. Once again, just looks like the ball just has not been rolling the Panthers' way here.
It hasn't, especially the loose balls and then the shots here in the second half that they've just been taking, and fatigue. Team Supreme just able to take advantage.
Now looks like players and the officials are trying to figure it out. So it looks like it'll now be Kyer Banks here to shoot free throws for Team Supreme. First one up and in.
Good.
Guess there was a little miscommunication on who was taking the free throws there. Banks will take the second now, and that'll go 67-60. Graves going to try to bring it into Tally. He'll try to just get a quick 3 or 2 more in. He'll slam it home. And now, at this point, they're going to foul Banks. That'll basically be it. 67-62, 9.2 left. And again, barring anything crazy with shades of Tracy McGrady, I think we're going to see Team Supreme stick around, maybe try to watch the last game, as they will play the winner of Pennsbury and Upper Marion. But that free throw from Banks makes it a 6-point game, and that'll make it a 7-point game. So 69-62 here, 9.2 left. Graves back over to Noel. Let's see if he's going to try to shoot up a 3. He will. Doesn't get it to go. Graves can't get his put back. And that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that, Team Supreme, the huge upset victory over the Philly Panthers, 69-62. And they will move on. They will play the winner of Pennsbury and Upper Marion. And right now, I mean, that's just an absolute shock. I don't know if anyone really coming into today thought these first 2 games were going to go the way they did. But nonetheless, that's who we're going to get moving on. We get Fun Stocks Fridays moving on and Team Supreme moving on. And we will get Caroline Delaney with the player of the game in just a moment. But also, we get a great chance here. Capital Punishment will play the New Jersey Raptors. The Raptors last season in-season tourney champions. We'll see what goes on there. But once again, I mean, this is just utter shock right now, Justin. Team Supreme taking off the number 1 seed going into this in-season tournament and the only undefeated team left.
Yeah, Team Supreme has really upped their game. I mean, with the upset last time against the defending champions, now an upset here against the only undefeated team with the Philly Panthers. Team Supreme has been a good new upstart here in the Alumni League.
Definitely putting their name on the map right now as a team to be reckoned with. It'll be interesting to see what goes on. You give us one moment. We'll be right back shortly with the player of the game interview. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we are about to send you over to our silent reporter, Caroline Delaney, with the player of the game, Nasir Castle.
All right. Hi, I'm Caroline Delaney, and I am here with
Nasir.
All right. So it looked like it could have been the Panthers game in the beginning. What did you guys change on defense to pull ahead?
We just played solid. I told my team to stay poised, play possession of possession. We came in as the underdog, and that was my game plan today.
All right. And obviously, you were extremely consistent beyond the three-point line. What other things did you guys capitalize on today offensively to pull ahead?
We stayed poised. We played as a team today. We didn't get discouraged or anything like that. So by us playing as a team, it kind of helped. I wouldn't have had these type of numbers without my team.
All right. Thank you so much. Good luck next game.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Caroline. So that'll do it for game 2. Also, that'll do it for you, Kevin. Or my fault. My goodness, Justin Sinisi right here.
Justin Sonsini.
Justin Sonsini. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to call the games with you. And I really hope to be working with you soon. It's Tommy Toohill, Justin Sonsini, calling off. We'll be back shortly, game 3, with the Raptors and Capital Punishment. Please stay tuned, guys. We'll be back in just a moment.